Hey guys, welcome back to Error Math. Hope you all are studying fine. With the previous video on exercise 3.4, we have completed all the topics of matrices and solved all the exercises related to each topic. In this video, we'll solve miscellaneous exercise for matrices and then uske baad we'll summarize this chapter. If you have missed any of the previous topics, then the link is given in the description. Do check those videos first and then come to this video. So let us start with our first question, which is we have given a matrix A and we have to show that small ai plus ba whole raised to n is equals to a raised to n into I plus n into a raised to n minus 1 into b into a, where I is the identity matrix of order 2 and n belongs to natural numbers. तो अब इस टाइप के सम्स को हम कैसे सॉल्व करें, वेयर वी हैव टू शो समथिंग लाइक दिस. सो फॉर दिस टाइप ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स हम यूज करते हैं मेथड ऑफ प्रिंसिपल ऑफ मैथमेटिकल इंडक्शन. तो अब देखते हैं इसको कैसे अप्लाई करेंगे हम लोग. सो टू यूज मैथमेटिकल इंडक्शन देयर आर 3 स्टेप्स. स्टेप 1 में व्हाट विल डू, इस पूरे इक्वेशन में विल पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ n इज इक्वल्स टू 1 एंड विल चेक दैट LHS इज इक्वल्स टू RHS हमारा आ रहा है कि नहीं. So therefore, let us take this whole equation as function of p of n and substituting the value of n is equals to 1. LHS में ai plus ba whole raised to 1 is equals to a raised to 1 ai plus 1 and a raised to 1 minus 1 which is 0. A raised to 0 is 1 and ba. So this becomes ai plus ba, and in the left hand side also the power is 1, so it becomes ai plus ba. So therefore the result is true for n is equals to 1. This is our first step where we check the result for n is equals to 1, जहाँ पे हमारा LHS must be equal to RHS. अब second step पे हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we assume that जब n is equals to 1 के लिए ये true है, the result is also true for n is equals to k. We'll simply substitute n is equals to k. So therefore p of k will be equal to ai plus ba whole raised to k is equals to a raised to ki plus k into a raised to k minus 1 into ba. तो अब इसको हमें कुछ नहीं करना है, इसको एज इट इज रखना है. एंड द स्टेप 3 इज टू प्रूव दैट द रिजल्ट इज ट्रू फॉर n इज इक्वल्स टू k प्लस 1. इफ अगर n इज इक्वल्स टू k प्लस 1 पे LHS इज इक्वल्स टू RHS हमारा प्रूव हो जाता है, दैट मीन्स दिस इक्वेशन इज ट्रू फॉर ऑल द नेचुरल नंबर्स. So let us substitute n is equals to k plus 1. So therefore p of k plus 1 will be equal to ai plus ba the whole raised to k plus 1 is equals to a raised to k plus 1 I plus n के जगह पे k plus 1 and a raised to k plus 1 minus 1 which becomes a raised to k into ba. So let us take first left hand side of the equation which is ai plus ba whole raised to k plus 1. अब यहाँ पे पावर में k plus 1 है, that means base को हम लोग मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं which is ai plus ba raised to k into ai plus ba raised to 1. ठीक है. And if we see that ai plus ba the whole raised to k, ये step 2 में हमने assume किया था, तो हम लोग इस value को लिखेंगे इस step में and now we'll multiply this bracket. So that becomes a raised to ki into ai which is इन दोनों का base same है, so this means a raised to k plus 1 and into I square plus a raised to ki into ba plus for this element it is k a raised to k minus 1 ba ai plus k into ai. यहाँ पर भी बेस सेम है, so this will become a raised to k minus 1 plus 1, that is a raised to k. And for the last it is k a raised to k minus 1 ba into ba. This becomes b square a square. तो अब यहाँ पे a raised to k I ba दोनों तरफ सेम है, तो हम लोग इसको कॉमन ले सकते हैं a raised to k ba. अब बचा क्या, 1 plus k और k plus 1. And for this हमें यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन में a की वैल्यू दी है, so we can find a square which is a into a. First row multiplied with first column 0, 0 into 0, 1 into 0 it is 0, 0 into 1 it is 0, again here also 0 and 0 0 0. So that means a square is equals to 0. तो इन सब के साथ मल्टीप्लाई करने के बाद में this element will become 0. तो अब बचा क्या, a raised to k plus 1 I square को हम लोग I लिख सकते हैं because identity matrix into identity matrix will be again an identity matrix plus k plus 1 into a raised to k ba which is nothing but RHS only. So therefore LHS is equals to RHS. That means the result is true for n is equals to k plus 1. So by the principle of mathematical induction, we can say that this equation is true for all natural numbers. So this is how we apply principle of mathematical induction and solve these types of problems. So pause the video to note this down. Again, it is same. We have given a matrix A and we have to prove that A raised to n is equals to this matrix where n belongs to natural numbers. So again, for the first step, we'll substitute n is equals to 1 and we'll check n is equals to 1. So अब यहाँ पे a raised to n, we substitute n is equals to 1 and also here 1 minus 1 will be 0. सारे element के लिए it will be same and anything raised to 0 is 1. That means this matrix becomes 1 1 1, which is nothing but matrix A only. So A is equals to A, that means the result is true for n is equals to 1. And in the second step, we substitute n is equals to k. Therefore, P of k is equals to A raised to k. And जहाँ पर भी n है, we'll substitute k. That becomes 3 raised to k minus 1. And the next step is we have to prove that it is true for n is equals to k plus 1. We'll substitute P of k plus 1 as A raised to k plus 1. And for this matrix, it is 3 raised to k plus 1 minus 1, which is 3 raised to k. Now we'll take LHS, which is A raised to k plus 1. Again, we can write this as A raised to k into A, because the powers are in addition and base is same. So therefore, A raised to k वाला matrix हमारे पास है यहाँ पर. We'll simply write as it is, and हमारे पास A matrix भी है. We'll simply multiply these two matrix, which is 3 raised to k minus 1 plus 3 times. और सारे elements के लिए ये same आएगा. अब यहाँ पे ये सब में सेम है. दिस विल बी 3 times 3 raised to k minus 1. बेस सेम है, so we'll add the powers, which is 1 plus k minus 1. 1 1 cancel. It becomes 3 raised to k. That will be for all the elements of this matrix. So this matrix is equals to RHS का matrix. That means LHS is equals to RHS. So therefore we can say that the result is true for n is equals to k plus 1. Hence, by principle of mathematical induction, A raised to n is equals to this matrix is true for all natural numbers. You can pause the video to note this down. For the third problem, it is again same. We have given a matrix A and we have to prove that A raised to n is equals to this matrix where n is any positive. So we'll write it as P of n, which is function of n. N is equals to this as it is, and first step is to check for n is equals to 1, which is A raised to 1 is equals to 1 plus 2 3 minus 4 1 and 1 minus 2 is minus 1. This is nothing but A matrix only. So therefore A is equals to A. That means the result is true for n is equals to 1. Now we assume that the result is true for n is equals to k. So therefore P of k is equals to A raised to k is equals to 1 plus 2k minus 4k k and 1 minus 2k. And for the last step, we have to check for n is equals to k plus 1. That becomes A raised to k plus 1 and सारे elements में जहाँ पर n है, we'll substitute k plus 1. Now taking left hand side, A raised to k plus 1. Again इसको हम लोग same last sum जैसा लिखेंगे, A raised to k into A, and A raised to k वाला matrix and A matrix हमारे पास है. We'll multiply these two matrix, which is 1 plus 2k into 3 minus 4k into 1 and 1 plus 2k minus 4 plus 4k, k into 3 and 1 minus 2k into 1, k into minus 4, 1 minus 2k minus 1. So after solving this, it becomes 3 plus 2k minus 4k minus 4, k plus 1 and minus 2k minus 1. And ये right hand side वाले matrix को भी अगर हम लोग simplify करेंगे, so this will be 3 plus 2k minus 4k minus 4, k plus 1 and 1 minus 2k minus 2, which is minus 2k minus 1. That means LHS is equals to RHS. So therefore the result is true for n is equals to k plus 1. That means this equation is true for all natural numbers n. You can pause the video to note this down. In the fourth problem, ये तो same sum हमने solve किया है पहले भी. So it's simple. हमें बस इसको प्रूव करना है that this is a skew symmetric matrix if A and B are symmetric matrix. तो कोई भी matrix skew symmetric matrix तब होता है जब उसका ट्रांसपोज करने के बाद में we get negative of same matrix. तो हम इसका ट्रांसपोज करेंगे, which is AB minus BA the whole transpose is equals to AB transpose minus BA transpose. And we know that from the property that A into B the whole transpose is equals to B transpose into A transpose. Same for this also, it will be A dash into B dash, and we have given that AB are symmetric matrices. That means A dash is equals to A and B dash is equals to B. So therefore this equation becomes BA minus AB, and taking out the negative sign out, AB पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा and BA नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. तो अब यहाँ पे सेम मैट्रिक्स है. दैट मीन्स अगर इस इक्वेशन को मैं P कंसिडर करूँ, सो P डैश इज इक्वल्स टू माइनस P. So this is the condition for skew symmetric matrix. So therefore AB minus BA is a skew symmetric matrix. You can pause the video to note this down. In the fifth problem, we have to show that the matrix B dash into AB is a symmetric or skew symmetric according as A is symmetric or skew symmetric. So सबसे पहले हम लोग कंसिडर करते हैं that A is a symmetric matrix. So if A is a symmetric matrix, then A dash is equals to A. अब आते हैं हम लोग इस पे, that is इसका ट्रांसपोज लेंगे तो B dash into AB the whole transpose is equals to AB का ट्रांसपोज अगर हम करेंगे और हम लोग कंसिडर करते हैं AB को एक यूनिट. So from this property we get AB dash into B dash the whole transpose, and we know that B dash the whole transpose is equals to B only. Again यहाँ पर A into B the whole transpose we can write it as B transpose into A transpose into B, and we have considered that A is a symmetric matrix. So therefore A dash को हम लोग A लिखेंगे which is B dash into AB. तो अब यहाँ पे दोनों भी सेम है, that means इसका ट्रांसपोज करेंगे तो ये सेम आएगा. So therefore B dash into AB is also a symmetric matrix if A is a symmetric matrix. This is for the first condition. And second, अगर हम लोग A को consider करते हैं as a skew symmetric matrix, that means A dash is equals to negative of A, and if we take transpose of this, it will be again AB the whole transpose into B dash the whole transpose. That becomes AB का transpose into B, and again we'll come to this equation same as above. लेकिन अब यहाँ पे A हमारा skew symmetric matrix है, that means A dash is equals to negative A हम लेंगे. So this becomes minus B dash into AB. So we can clearly see that इसका transpose करने के बाद same matrix आएगा but with a negative sign. So therefore matrix B dash into AB is also skew symmetric matrix if A is a skew symmetric matrix. तो हमने शो कर लिया अकॉर्डिंग विद ए सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स और स्क्यू सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स कंसीडर करके. यू कैन पॉज द वीडियो टू नोट दिस डाउन. सो फॉर द सेवेंथ प्रॉब्लम वी हैव टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ x, जहां पर दिस थ्री मैट्रिक्स का मल्टीप्लाई करने के बाद द आंसर इज 0. सो फर्स्ट हम इन दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं. इसका ऑर्डर है 1/3, इसका ऑर्डर है 3/3 एंड इसका ऑर्डर है 3/1. सो मल्टीप्लाइंग दीज टू हम इसका मल्टीप्लिकेशन कर सकते हैं, and the answer will be of order 1/3. Multiplication will be 1 plus 4 plus 1 into 1, 1. For second element, 2 plus 0 plus 0. For third element, 0 plus 2 plus 2. So after adding these three elements, it will be 6 to 4. अब इन दोनों का multiplication करना है, and again इनका multiplication we can do easily, and the answer will be of order 1. मतलब एक single element आएगा, just 6 into 0, 0 plus 2 into 2, 4 plus 4 into x, 4x is equals to 0. तो अब ये equation बन गया है which is 4 plus 4x is equals to 0. That means 4x is equals to minus 4. अब यहाँ पे 4 4 cancel, then x is equals to minus 1. You can pause the video to note this down. For the eighth problem, हमें matrix A दिया है and we have to show that A square minus 5A plus 7I is equals to 0. हमें ये proof करना है. So इस equation में we'll substitute this matrix A into A square minus 5 into A plus 7 into identity matrix. So A square will be 9 minus 1, 3 plus 2 minus 3 minus 2 and minus 1 plus 4. And for this 5 हम लोग each and every element के साथ multiply करेंगे. Similarly 7 को भी हम लोग diagonal में multiply करेंगे, which is like this. And after adding subtracting this matrix, it will be 8, 5, minus 5 and 3. अब हमें सारे corresponding elements को add and subtract करना है, which is 8 minus 15 plus 7, 5 minus 5 plus 0, minus 5 plus 5 plus 0, 3 minus 10 plus 7. So that means 8 plus 7 it is 15 and 15 minus 15 is 0. 5 minus 5 is 0. Again minus 5 plus 5 is 0. 3 minus 10 is minus 7. Minus 7 plus 7 is 0. Which is equals to right hand side of this equation. Therefore LHS is equals to RHS. You can pause the video to note this down. In the ninth problem, again it is same as seventh problem. अब ये आप लोग खुद try कर सकते हो. You have to first multiply these two matrix and then you have to multiply with this matrix. आपको x का आंसर मिल जाएगा. Do this sum yourself. Easy है, ज़्यादा कुछ टफ नहीं है. हमने सारे टॉपिक्स मैट्राइसेस के और सारे एक्सरसाइज कवर कर लिए. आप लोगों को ये आना चाहिए. और अगर नहीं आ रहा है फिर से मैट्राइसेस के सारे टॉपिक्स और एक्सरसाइज सॉल्व करो. और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है अगर आप लोगों को ये सॉल्व करने नहीं आ रहा होगा तो. So for the 14th problem, if the matrix A is both symmetric and skew symmetric matrix, then A is a diagonal or A is a zero matrix or A is a square matrix or none of these. So अब यहाँ पे A symmetric है और skew symmetric भी है. That means A dash is equals to A भी है और A dash is equals to negative A भी है. तो ये कब हो सकता है? जब मेरा A matrix zero matrix हो. जब सारे एलिमेंट मेरे जीरो होंगे A matrix के तो फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा कि यहाँ पे प्लस A लिखूँ या माइनस A लिखूँ. That means B is the correct answer where A is a zero matrix. And in the 15th problem, if A is a square matrix such that A square is equals to A, then I plus A cube minus 7I is equals to क्या? तो अब हमें पता है that A plus B the whole cube is A cube plus B cube plus 3A square B plus 3B A square. सेम हम लोग यहाँ पे अप्लाई करेंगे. इट विल बी आई क्यूब प्लस ए क्यूब प्लस 3i स्क्वायर ए प्लस 3i e स्क्वायर और ये माइनस 7 यहाँ पर है. अब क्योंकि आई क्यूब को हम लोग आई स्क्वायर एंड आई स्क्वायर को हम लोग आई लिख सकते हैं, सो वी कैन राइट दिस एज आई एंड ऑल्सो वी कैन स्प्लिट दिस क्यूब इंटू ए स्क्वायर इंटू ए प्लस 3ia प्लस 3i e square minus 7a. And in the question we have given that a square is equals to a. So that means इन दोनों a स्क्वायर को हम लोग a लिख सकते हैं एंड यहाँ पर भी a इंटू a विल बी a स्क्वायर एंड इस a स्क्वायर को भी हम लोग a लिख सकते हैं. सो देयरफॉर इट विल बी i प्लस a प्लस 3a माइनस 7a. So this will be 7a and 7a minus 7a cancel हो जाएगा, बचेगा सिर्फ I. So that means the correct answer is C. You can pause the video to note this down. That's it guys, here we completed miscellaneous for matrices. If you find any doubt in any question, rewind the video and see again. If you still have any doubt for any of the topic we have covered till now, then comment your doubt below in the comment section. In the next video, we'll summarize this chapter and start with new chapter which is chapter number 4, determinants. And if you are new to error math, then don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified for our every new video. So guys, stay safe and study well. See you in the next video.